Hello, boys and girls. How the heck are we? Listen, hey, I was gonna say something, but we'll take that as a compliment and we're gonna move on from it. Okay? We're just gonna do that, if that's okay with you. Listen, let's just talk about it. It's been a little bit. It's been like 45 days since you've seen my face here in a new capacity. First of all, can you hear me? Second of all, do I look okay? I'm not talking about my beautiful face. I'm talking about the quality here because it's a bit of a new setup I've been working on while I took my little hiatus here. But hopefully you could hear me and see me and everything's fine. Can we get a little confirmation of that? Whoever's down here below, we're going to talk about all things Raiders and me in a little bit here. I'm excited to be back here talking to the gang, the squad, the boys, the girls. You could hear, does it sound good? Does it sound good? Does it look good? That's all I want to know here. And then we can move on. More people are going to be coming in here. A lot of college football going on. If you guys want to share that time that you have with your football teams with me, that'd be much appreciated. If you're watching this on the replay, comment stuff. I will get to anything you want to get to that I didn't get to in this video. We're gonna go for as long as I see fit. I was supposed to go at 5:30. Sounds perfect. Looks good. Absolutely. I was supposed to go at 5:30, and I was sitting around here, and I was like, why not? Why not just go like right now? At some point, I'm gonna have to plug my laptop in. That's gonna be a problem. Um, but until then, we're just gonna rip it. Let's get this out of the way. Where have I been? Well, listen, you guys know I'm a senior in college, and I got 1 year left. This is it for me. I thought it was gonna be easier to balance stuff. It's not, but that's okay because, like I said, we're moving, we're working, we're grooving. We finally found a little spot here to be able to record stuff on days where I don't have to do anything. Um, I got a little sick, that's not an excuse to not make some stuff. And then I was dealing with some personal stuff back home. We're not gonna get into that either because number one, I don't want to hear it in my head again. And number two, I'm not gonna bore you with it. We're just gonna move on from that. We're gonna be back weekly, random stuff, Madden stuff, everything's coming back. We're gonna do game reviews every Monday. That's the thing I want to do. I used to do movie reviews back in the day, then I stopped because I got bored of it and nobody watched. Although that's not the reason why I do it or don't do it. It's just that's the way the ebb and the flow of life goes. But I do want to bring reviews back, and I'm gonna do game reviews. So stuff I like, stuff I didn't like, blah blah blah. That's gonna be every Monday. Um, yeah, we got a lot to talk about. The Raiders. Listen, I know you guys have been dying to hear what the Eternal Optimist has to say about this season so far. Here's the thing. I say the Eternal Optimist kind of jokingly because I'm not the Eternal Optimist. If something's going wrong, I'll tell you it's going wrong. It's bad. Panic. Fire alarm. Pull it. The Raiders are 1-4. How do I feel about it? I feel fine. I know, don't attack me here, okay? I feel fine about it. The reason I feel fine about it is because you have to understand when a new coach and a new GM come in and they shake things up, you don't just like win games. You don't just like a new coach is here, we're making the playoffs. That you know how rare that actually is? I'm sure somebody could look that stat up. Maybe I will at some point and share it with everybody. But new coaches coming in and just ripping the playoffs is not exactly a guarantee, let alone something that happens more often than not. So, with that being said, is 1-4 a record that I'm just okay with? Absolutely not. Could we have won every single game that we played? I would say no. The Titans game, people want to say, oh, it came down to 2 point. That game was terrible. That was far and away the worst game of the year. We didn't deserve to be in that spot. We hit a huge 4th and 10 for like 40 yards from Matt Collins catching the ball with his eyes closed. We didn't deserve to win that game. The Tennessee Titans outplayed us. In every other game, I think there is something you could pinpoint, a moment in the game where we lost the game. In the Charger game, the offensive line was not ready to compete. We didn't know the rotations. Now we do. And Carr's being protected, and we're scoring points. The second game of the year, the Cardinals. We all know what happened there. Just blew the game. We had it won. Renfro fumbles. A ball bounces our way. That's a dub. Then we have the Chiefs game. Devontae catches that ball. We win the game. Game's over. We've competed, well enough to win those games. What else am I forgetting? Oh, the Tennessee game. I don't like that game. That's a bad game for us. What's the point I'm trying to make here? The point I'm trying to make here is you just have to stay the course sometimes. It's not just gonna happen overnight. Here's what I do know about this team. The offensive line has finally figured out how to play competent football, especially with the run game. I don't know if you guys have checked, but the third leading rusher in the league is Josh Jacobs. And that's with a couple games in the beginning of the year where he didn't get the ball that much. We're only going to get better in that regard. Derek Carr has been playing well enough to win football games, but he's not changing the world right now. Okay, I still think he's trying to figure out how he fits into this offense. You have to understand something about Derek, and I've said this since day one. He's not Josh Allen. He's not going to make up for the mistakes of this football team. When the football team makes mistakes, he's also going to make mistakes. That's the way it is. I'm a fan of the Utah Jazz, and they rebuilt. They traded Mitchell, they traded Gobert, and they said we're starting over. Well, they're 2-0. I'm not. Maybe they didn't rebuild. I don't know, but right now it's a rebuild, and we have to understand is if you're doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result, that we all know classic definition of insanity. You can't expect Derek Carr to put the team on his shoulders and will them to the playoffs. That's just not going to happen. I'm okay with riding it out with him because you can win a Super Bowl with him. You can win a Super Bowl with 20 quarterbacks in this league. You just have to have the pieces around him. And the offensive line is very important for Derek Carr. Jack Del Rio always said, if you protect him, he will reward you. And I think in that Chiefs game, you saw he had protection. He took shots down the field and they hit. So I'm okay with Derek. Chandler Jones has been a very, very disappointing. There's no two ways around it. He's not getting it done right now. I think he would tell you the same thing. Max Crosby is one of the best defensive players in the National Football League. So is Nate Hobbs. Nate Hobbs is hurt. Rocky Sin is really good. I'm really happy with the way our defense has been played so far this season. I think it's good enough to get us into the playoffs. What else do I want to hit on? Matt Collins is a nice little surprise. Darren Waller can't stay healthy. I'm so tired of this. Like, Darren Waller just doesn't want to play. Like, you guys are ridiculous to think that a guy who's been through this much is now just going to be like, I'll take the game off because my hamstring is a little sore. The guy wants to play. Stop with this ridiculous nonsense that he's soft and he's a prima donna. Like, can we just stop? The guy's been through too much to have that mentality. He knows how lucky he is to be in this situation, and he knows how hard he's worked to be in that situation, and he's not just gonna roll over now because his knee hurts. Like, when he's good to play, he'll play. Josh Jacobs is an absolute stud. It's gonna cost a lot of money, and I'd love to bring him back. What else do I want to touch on before getting into the next half of the season, and then answering any questions you guys have? If you throw anything comments wise in here, I'll throw it up on the screen and we'll hit it and we'll talk about it. And like I said, if you're watching this on the replay, we'll also hit on those as well. I read every comment, I answer every comment. We'll talk about this next time I hop on here. I'm not a big going live guy, but I figured I would today since I haven't seen you beautiful faces in a long, long time. So yeah. Do we want to just head into what we have upcoming here? Because we have a bunch of teams that we're going to beat. Like I'm telling you right now, this Texan game is going to show like what we're going to do here. If we come out here and we dominate the game, we win the game, we're going to go on a little run here. We're probably going to make the playoffs. I have full faith in that. Winning the division, that's going to be tough after losing the Chiefs game. If we beat the Chiefs, I think the division was still very much in play because they lost to the Bills. They could lose this week to the 49ers. Christian McCaffrey, crazy. I think the division is probably out of reach unless we go on a crazy run here. But the schedule, we've all looked ahead to the schedule. We've all do this. We look ahead. Well, who can we beat? Who can we beat? The Texans, the Saints, the Seahawks. This might not be in the correct order. The Colts, the Broncos. Those are our next few games here. Very, very winnable. And then there are games on the schedule that I thought at the time we're going to take that loss. Maybe not so much now. The Rams don't look very good. The Patriots, we don't know who their quarterback is. Zappe's playing well. They're a beatable team. That's in Vegas. The 49ers, they're a great team. But Jimmy G's a question mark. Then you got the Chargers again, who are beatable, and the Chiefs. Conceivably, we could win 8 games to get us to 9 wins. We could win 9 games to get us to 10 wins. We could win 10 games to get us to 11 wins. We can go on a run here, but it starts with the Houston game. If we come out bye week pretty healthy, we're one of the top 10 healthiest teams in the league. There's a little chart I saw. 49ers are dead last. Raiders are like 10th. If we come out here and just play the football that we've been building up to, because the Chiefs game I thought was our best game, offensively and defensively. I thought they did enough defensively to win that game. If we can come out and put a full 4 quarters together, we could dominate the football game, and we're gonna go on a run. If we come out flat and lose this football game, it's over. The season's over. You might as well just start over. And I mean keeping the coaching staff, but like this is not gonna. I'm not doing this again. If it doesn't work now, after the bye week, week 6 or whatever week it is, it's not gonna work. Now's the time to sort of get our wheels in motion. Do I believe in Josh McDaniels? I do. I really do, guys. Like I said before, uh, I know it's different because we have all these good players, but it's just not easy to become the new head coach and just have immediate success. It does not happen overnight. However, I do understand the frustration that people have for being 1-4, but the frustration is not because it's the same old Raiders. It's because we have a good football team and we've seen them play well. Like last year, we were what 5-0 in overtime. That's not going to happen. Like if we were 2-3 last year in overtime or 3-2, we're not making the playoffs last year. We just won all those games that were close. Right now, we're losing some that are close, and the Broncos game that we won wasn't close. So if we can come out here and get in some not so, if we come out here and destroy the Texans and destroy the Saints, bang bang, 3-4, we're back. We're back now. Well, now we go to Indy and Seattle, like I said, and Denver. Like I'm not afraid of these football teams. I was really, really happy, although we lost, and it's frustrating. I know it's the Chiefs and it's an Arrowhead, and we want to win so badly. You can't help but be encouraged from what you've seen. I know it's different because it feels like everywhere we're inventing a way to lose, but you cannot help but be encouraged by what you saw there. I think he's the right guy for the job. I know he is. From what I see on the football field, I'm happy with the way things have gone offensively. We still are struggling in the red zone, but Josh Jacobs, I mean Josh McDaniels himself, it's been a long time since he's been a head coach. He's a completely different person. He's got to figure out what works for him, what works for this offense. And he sees Josh Jacobs running the ball extremely well. It sets up the play action game where Devontae hits the 2 touchdowns against the Chiefs. Or was the second one play action? I don't remember. I don't think it was, but the first one definitely was. He was wide open. He knows now how to win football games and score points with this team. It's just not going to happen overnight. With that being said, if we come out here and lose to the Texans, I am out. But I do not see that happening. So that's my basis for why I think we're going to continue to be better. And I do think we're going to make the playoffs. The AFC is wide open, including our division still. We're only 2 games out in the loss column from the Chiefs. If you say we beat them at the last game of the year, that means we're only 1 game out, which means we only have to beat them. We only have to win 1 week where they don't win to all of a sudden be completely even. I think our offense is doing really, really good. Not perfect. Derek is doing his job well. Josh is beast. Devontae's doing his thing. Yes, exactly. If we would have started the season and when people were like, oh, what's up with Devontae? He's not. Was it Aaron Rodgers that was making him good? Or boy, we can't even run the ball. We're one dimensional. That's not the case. It just took a little bit to figure out what exactly we're doing here. And listen, I will be the first one to come in here Monday and tell you if we lose to Houston, the season is a wash. It's done. Finito. The only reason we're watching the games, if we lose, did I say Denver? To Houston. If we lose to Houston, the only reason we're watching the games from here on out is because we've got nothing else to do but watch our favorite team. The season is over if we lose. I'm telling you that for a fact. However, I do not see that happening. We're going to beat Houston. We're going to move on to these other games that are very, very winnable. And we're going to be okay. Not the eternal optimist. I've told you guys before. I made a video last year. I said we should get rid of Derek Carr. I've since took it down because we went on a little run. I didn't take it down because I thought I was wrong. But it was sort of a we can do better than Derek. Derek can do better than us. Maybe Derek needs to change his scenery to really flourish. That was pre Josh McDaniels, Davante Adams. That is a change of scenery. Whether or not his jersey changes is a different thing altogether. He has a new chance here. And I thought he's played really, really well. He's thrown 2 touchdowns in every single game except the Denver game, which we won, which is hilarious. But, again, we just got to stay the course. This is the best game we played all season, the last game we played against the Chiefs. It just happened to be in Arrowhead against maybe the best team in the league or one of the top 3, 4, 5 best teams in the league. We lost by 1. Oh, and the two-point conversion thing, can I just say this right off the bat? We did not lose the game because we didn't get 2 points. We lost the game because Devontae couldn't drag his foot or catch the football or whatever. He thought he caught it, whatever. Whether or not that was the right thing to do, we had a play that Josh McDaniels called, schemed Devontae wide open, and the players didn't execute. That's why we lost. It wasn't because we didn't get the 2. By the way, we don't get the 2, the Chiefs play super conservative, give us the football back. So, if we tied the game, they're probably going hard to get this field goal. Or if we take the lead, they're probably going hard. So, it's a juxtaposition. The two-point conversion did not lose us the game. He called a play to win the game. It was a wide open play. It was a good throw, and the receiver did not make the catch. I'm not saying that's why we lost, but he did his job. We didn't get to 2. The defense got to stop. We got the ball back. Josh McDaniels did his job, and we didn't execute on the field. That's why we lost the football game. So enough with this two-point conversion nonsense. I think our defense is also good. I wish Max got some help D-line, but I think his defense. I agree. The quarterbacks and the safeties have played really, really well this year. We've gotten off the field. Max Crosby has taken another step. Chandler Jones was better in the Chiefs game. He was very close to getting the sack. He's been decent in the run game, but I just need more. I need to see him just make an impact. If he can just start making an impact, it's going to take this team to another level, man. But, sometimes you get to a certain age and you don't have it anymore. Is that the case with him? I don't know. I'm not ready to say that yet. We'll see. We will see. But for right now, he's not getting it done at the level I thought he was going to, which is why our defense hasn't skyrocketed into that top 10 area. They're like 20, 15 kind of area, which is way better than they used to be. Max Crosby's getting in there. Linebackers are pretty decent. Cornerbacks are stars. Rock Ya-Sin's awesome. Nate Hobbs is awesome. It's going on IR. That sucks. Injuries happen, could be worse. But yeah, man, I am okay right now. I'm okay. I'm alive. You guys are going to be seeing me a whole lot more. I finally found some spots in my schedule to pick and choose when I could do stuff like this. Like I said, I'm not a big live guy because everybody else says you called me Mitch. That's because I'm live. But you're going to see me a lot more. We're going to be doing game reviews. We're going to get back on the Madden stuff. I'm trying to figure out the PlayStation scenario. It's an absolute debacle. I've got this new capture thing. It's right over here. Hold on. I got it. Hold on. It's right here. See if I can get this thing to work because the PlayStation is not doing its job. I also need to just get a PlayStation 5 at some point, but that requires money that I need to get. So that's going to take a while too. That's a whole other thing. Yeah, man. Like I said, stay the course. We'll be all right. I'm back. You're back here. Love it. Love you. Yeah, if there's anything you want me to just relax. It does not matter. I'm just kidding. You're all right. Anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this was just a little update back and forth here. My thoughts on the season so far. If you're watching on the replay, leave comments. I will answer them. I know people are watching football right now. It wasn't the ideal time to go live, but I just wanted to get this out there, have something back in the channel to get going again. Please be sure to subscribe if you're new. It is free after all, no charge to you. And just win, baby. Oh, wow, look at that. It's like riding a bike, man. I'll tell you. Bye.